Hey guys, it's Lisa, One Happy Place Creations, and okay, I am ready to begin. We are working on actually putting the book together. So front and back cover and spine. Now I have these two pieces. This is going to be my front, this is going to be my back. I'm not going to cut off these. I'm going to use this to attach. And then this is going to be the spine piece. So this won't show anywhere. And that will be my spine. Because if I don't use this, I will not have enough to do for this book. So it just makes it. Now remember, if you're doing this very specific book, if you're doing this one, it's hard to notice what is your sides and what is your top and bottom, because they're only off by a quarter of an inch. So I did put on the top of one of these top, so I knew that this was the 9 1/2, and then this is 9 3/4. And so as long as they match up, I didn't have to write it on all of it, but you know, as long as they match up, I'm good. And then I've got my spine. So let's get started and get some. I'm also gonna have this piece of paper. Let's see, is it? Yeah, it's gonna show. So it's gonna go right here, and this is gonna be on my front cover of my book. And before I finish off, because I want to make sure. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Half thoughts. There we go. Okay, so let's just get this show on the road here. I'm going to find my 1/2" score tape. Oh, that's 3/8 inch. Sorry, guys. I had everything out but this. So, okay, we're going to take score tape and we're going to put it right up. Now, this is going to be stuck together and underneath the spine. So like I said, nobody's going to see this. So that's why I'm going to be using these two barcode pieces, for lack of a better word. And I'm just going to line them up so that it's nice and straight. And there, so that's now stuck down. Am I getting this whole thing in here? Yeah, I am. How exciting. Good. Okay, so put that over there. All right, now I want to go ahead and attach this to my page. And I'm going to, pretty sure, because I want it all to be folded over with everything. So I'm just going to go ahead and attach it. Going to use my glue here. I got a little bit much over here, so I'm just pulling that down. There we go. I want to make sure it's nice and centered on the page. I am just eyeballing it, but nice and centered here. There we go. Whoa! I knew I had a bit too much there. Where's my paper towel? Now, some of this is not going to be used on the book. Do want to push that, make sure it's all the way down on the edges there. Okay. There we go. All right. Just let me flip this over for a second. Yeah. It warped it a little bit right up here, but this is probably going to be the side that is the edge that's not going to get used. Because I needed it all the way this way, not all the way this way. But, oh shoot. That's what I get. I have to pull this back up. Oh, it's not going to cooperate. I wanted to get this in here. Let's see, I can cut it down. Where's my scissors? So let's see. I have that there. Cut it down right here, and I think it'll fit in. I tell you, not even the first 5 minutes into the video, and I've made a mistake already. So I know that I'm going to have at least a 1/2 inch go. So I want this to be, yeah, so that'll work right there. So let me get some. I love this little quote that's on this. I'll read it to you in just a second. But it's a Winnie the Pooh quote. But it's not just for kids. I mean, it is just a really cute quote. So let me get this up in here. And get that to the edge there. Make sure it's nice and straight. Let me get my T-square real quick. Okay, now I can glue this back down. Lots of glue. Usually happens when I have to pull something up and re-glue it. I usually end up putting way too much. There we go. I'm just making sure I'm getting it all the way down to this corner and outside edge. So I don't want it lifting up. There. So now I've already got part of my book decorated. It says, forever isn't long at all when I'm with you, Winnie the Pooh. I thought that was just really, really cute. So, I had to have it on there. Had to have it. Okay, so now we're going to flip this over. Okay. Woo! Loud. Thank goodness this isn't the side we're using. Nope. Okay, so I have, again, I'm making sure this is my top. I'm going to double check before I do it to make sure this is the 9 3/4 side here. And that is correct. So I'm going to start over here, and I'm going to line up. These dominoes are perfect. I'm going to line up. I love when the paper has something for you to use. So I've got a 1/2 inch, which I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep that entire 1/2 inch. but it'll be close. And then there'll be 1/8 of an inch here, 1/8 of an inch here. Good. So we've got it. So a little bit more of a 1/2 inch on this side, but we're good. As long as we keep ourselves nice and straight, we're going to be golden. Golden, I tell you. All right, so that's not actually... Open this up a little bit more. Since I've got some more room, I can open this up just a titch more. Give me a little more wiggle room in there where that opens and closes. All right, so now I'm going to take my ATG gun and I'm going to do all 4 sides of the outside of the book. And again, when you're doing this, please, please, please make sure that you're putting the correct side. I mean, usually when I'm making a book, it's like 6 by 9. Well, you know which side is the 6-inch side and which side isn't. So I have my top here. And I'm going to go ahead and lay this down. Oh, I'm sorry. I was so focused on that. I have to have this nice. Oh, sorry guys. I have to have this to make sure that the paper is going to stick nicely. Even going to put just a little bit of glue in between. It couldn't hoit, right? Groucho Marx once said. Okay, so lining this back up on my little lines here. Usually if I don't have these you know, something to kind of go to measure myself against, I actually draw a 1/2 inch line across the bottom and a 1/2 inch line up one side, and I utilize that as a line to line up all my stuff on. But since I have this, at least for half of it, you know, for the first part, then I can kind of do everything else off of that. So again, same thing, going to get all 4 edges done here. Because this side does not need to have, I keep forgetting to get my little, break my little stuff off. And again, just in between, add a little glue on there. Okay, let go. Now we're going to line these up. We're going to eyeball. Eyeball. About 1/8 of an inch. And I swear that looks just a titch longer right there. Oh, it kind of looks longer, but there's nothing there really. It's just a, okay. All right, last piece. Now this is something that everybody has seen us do, you know, it's all over the YouTube, so it's really not anything new. Everybody puts their own twist on things, but for the most part, it's pretty much the same. Oop. Pretty much the same stuff. I know some people don't do this. Come on. They just, they'll just put like a strip or something. I don't like, I want my paper to be stuck to this and not bubble. I've seen too many of them that, you know, not everybody that does it has the bubbling problem, but mine would. If I didn't do all of that, mine would definitely be have a big bubble in it, I'm sure. I'm sure. All right. So there's that. Now, we're going to, that's the only problem with having a tripod is it's kind of hard to sometimes get to things. I'm going to go off camera and just kind of cut about an inch off of here, so I have about a 1/2 inch, because I don't need all this extra. And but I can't maneuver it around, and I'm still ending up leaving more than a 1/2 inch, but that's all right. I just don't need that much. And of course I'm using my little scissors, so it's taken me a little longer to do, but that's all right. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to trim off all but about 1/8 of an inch right here, and I come in at an angle, and then I give it a little bit of a cut, and I flip back. Come in at an angle, leave about 1/8 of an inch, and come back. Angle, 1/8 back, and one more. Okay, I find sometimes if you do a straight triangle, you're not always getting the chipboard covered, and I want to make sure all my chipboard's covered. So, all right. And I also, this is going to be a little extra because I've got several sheets of paper on here. Just getting it started. Flip her around. Get it started. Start breaking up those fibers in there, because I've got you know, in this one spot I've got 3 sheets of paper and 2 sheets of paper across here, so I do want to try and give that an opportunity to really get broken up. Okay, now I'm going to get my 1/4 inch, and I am going to put at the base of the book. Now, I've also seen people do where they just put it on the outside and flip it over. I put it on, or just put it here and flip it over. I tend to go for more than that, you know, probably overkill than not having enough. I'm not really getting this all the way to the edge because there's way more than a 1/2 inch, but most of the time I'm on the edge here and then the inside here, so that when it folds over, if it's a 1/2 inch, you're getting that fold that gives you a nice fold there, and you're sealing down the back piece. I've also seen where they've gone across these 2 pieces, and I noticed that when I do that and I open and close my book, you know, sticky tape always stays sticky, and I hear it click, snap, you know, it makes that tape sound, and I don't like that, so I don't do it. I used to, just along with everybody else, and maybe everybody else it doesn't happen to, but it does to me, so I don't do it. It takes just a little bit longer. This is not that terribly tedious of a process, and so I just get all of this. I know there's lots of people online that are so much faster at this, and I know when I first started, my girlfriend and I, Laurel, when we first started doing this, we could not figure out how to make this tape work. We couldn't get it to break. We couldn't hold it. We just could not figure out how to make this silly stuff work. And but we stuck with it, and we're both pretty talented at it now. I know one person who it just amazes me is Kathy Orta. She has this tape down pat, man. She's zip, 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 zip. Zippity little thing. Okay, just gonna burnish this all down, finger burnish it so that it's easier to get off. Alright. So I'm gonna do one side at a time and take this off. And this, and this. And I'm gonna do this again with giving it a start on the fold. And then I'm going to take my score tool and give it a little bit more of a crease there. And then I'm going to start. Now this one's, the longer they are, the more you should really take your time on them. Especially when you've got multi-layers like I do. And I just ripped it. Huh. Okay, see? It's still wet. And that's not a good thing. I thought that maybe I should wait and do that afterwards, but I'm going to go with it, and Distress Ink hides a lot of evils. So we're just going to keep doing what we do here. Keep doing what we do here. See, that did not, I'll have to, the rest of it did not split, but this orangish yellow wood piece split. And I'll do something about that. Not the end of the world. I am going to stick a little glue in here, though. Nope. Hello, come on, glue. There we go. Okay. That'll all get covered, but okay. Now I'm going to do this side. Okay. Now let's see if I can get this a little bit better. Yeah, it's already started splitting. So I'm going to do it a little slower. There we go. Then we'll see how we did. Okay. There we go. Yeah, we're split a little bit on this side. So I'd say if you're going to do this, let this dry completely, and I think you'll see that you won't get any splitting. But no promises. You know, just like it's no promises you're not going to get any splitting when you do just a regular piece of cardstock. It happens. And like I said, Distress Ink hides a lot of errors, a lot of bad things. Distress Ink is your friend. Okay, so same thing. We're going to get this. I'm going to start it gonna run score tool, gonna push in my 1/8 of an inch edges that I saved. Okay, and then we're gonna bring it around. And good. There we go. Okay. And that did not split, so that looks nice, and I got some nice corners on there. Very nice. Yeah, we got some major splittage here. Only one spot here, but some major splittage there. So no big deal. No big deal. Okay. This one, same thing. Now this is only just one sheet, so this is going to work just hunky-dory. Again, I'm going to push my little 1/8 of an inch in. Come on. Get in there. And this 1/8 of an inch in. Pull this off. And that off. And bring it around. Nice and tight. Kind of pulling it from the front to around the back. And there we go. So there it is. Now we're going to give these little burnishings in the center here to start them going. Kind of run down in the middle there. Okay. And I think before I go any further with this, I am going to let this completely dry. Because I have a feeling that once I start trying to split this, that I'm going to have more split. And I'm not going to take my Distress ink to this until after I know it is completely dried, because I don't want to wet it any more than it already is. So, that is that. We have to cover the inside, and the other thing I have to do is, I had showed you these pages. These are the ones with the you know, where we're going to take all our little pieces. I'm sorry, my dog wants out. Excuse me. All right, you go see your daddy. Go see daddy. Okay. I'm back. So I have 5 of these. And at first I was going to try and set them up in here, fan them out. I don't know. I've been back and forth with it. But I finally decided on setting them up. Let's see, what was it? I gotta see where the holes end up again, because I don't want it covering my, is this the top? Yes. I don't want my holes covering up too much of my, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Alright, I got all this set up last night to do this video, and then I forgot what I had figured out. Okay, so I've got these, and I want to center them on the book here, and I'm going to punch holes, and I'm going to take this and run it through and tie a bow out the front. but I won't do that until I get the inside front cover on, which is going to be this gray paper, because I do not have enough paper to do these at all. But I'm not going to do any more to this until I let it dry. So the other thing that we're going to do is set up our pages. So we're back to the slot binding system. All right, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 slots. And I've got my pages in the order that I want them to go in. And they're going to slide right in to the slot binding. And you're not going to put them all the way into the, you're going to put them just below that. All right, and on this, oh, you know what? There. Is this the one? Wait a minute. Yeah. So here, because remember I had made one at 5/8 of an inch and the rest were 1/2 inch. So the 5/8 of an inch was my front. Always got to make sure you're doing the right thing before you glue it down. What is that? Measure twice, cut once. Okay, so that is going to be the way we put our binding in. How simple is that? You're still going to want to, you know, top to bottom, you're going to want to make sure that you're centered, and you're going to want to make sure that you're not getting it all the way up to the score line. This page, however, because I have this really pulled up accordion pocket, and if I would have really thought about it, I would have put the accordion pocket here, but I didn't. So I am going to leave this one out a bit more than the rest of them, so that this accordion pocket actually has more room to do its thing, and that it'll still lay down nice. And so if you've got pages that are just really, really deep, you can just not put it just up to the score line. You can leave, actually I'm going to leave about 1/8 of an inch on there, so I'll still have 3/8 of an inch on the binding system. Okay, so I'm going to get my 3/8 inch tape, and I'm going to put, and you just need this on the top part. I'm putting it right along the edge because I'm basically going to be using this. Tear it off. Okay, make sure it's on there. Now, just like in May, when she did this, when May made it, she put first page on first. I think Angel Wings did it from this way up. It makes more sense to me the way May did it, because then you're not always trying to work in the space that you've already used. Okay, so that looks pretty straight, and let's see, and it looks pretty even top to bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and, so there's the first one right there. All right, and it sealed down my edges of my material really well as well. And now when the second one is going to come in here, and it's going to stick to this specific slot all by itself, and then the next one will stick to this one. So it's pretty nice. Okay, so we're going to flip that one close, and look how nice and low that is. And when you flip it this way, I mean, they just lay down flat, and how wonderful that is compared to oh my gosh, you know, some of the other binding systems that I've done and played around with, trying to get it to lay down flatter, worrying about how much I've put on the page to try and get it to lay down flatter so it just looks more aesthetically pleasing, and that it's I'm going to cut this, that it's just more you know, that it doesn't bulk your book up, and that you don't have to push down on the pages in order to show somebody something. That was just not, that was my least favorite thing about doing these, is that I could not figure out how to make these puppies lay down nicer than they did. All right, so now we're going to open up the second slot, and we're going to slide this in. Get it in there. And now this one I'm not going to leave out as far, but we do want to make sure that we're getting the pages even. And I'm going to pull it out a little further than I have it. Come on. There we go. And then press it down. And look how nice and flat that lays. It's just scrumdiddlyicious. That's what I'm saying, girls and guys. It's scrumdiddlyicious. Okay. Keep these in the order to which I had become accustomed to having them. Looks like the rest of these, I did not actually trim off the edges. Having them go in straight versus having them go in with a bit of an angle, I like having a bit of an angle there because I don't know, it's easier to get it started. You're not hooking on the ends and stuff. However, it's if I would have done the score tape first, and then you know that you've got it all the way to the ends, and then cut it off. So I'll do that next time. Okay. Get that on there. Take it off. Get it on. Take it off. I went past that. I'm just folding it back on itself. Picking up this third one here. There we go. It does get a little bit more difficult as you get more of them on there to really get it open. Pull this down. Come on. There we go. Get that even. Make sure these are even. Wonderful. And then push it down. Nice. Nice. Love it. Okay, so this time I'm going to show you what I was talking about. So they're straight. And I'm going to put my tape up on it. And then I'm going to cut my edges down. And that way my tape is going all the way to the edge. Get these out of my way. Glue that down. This has just been a really nice, really gone together very easily. Love this book. Just would have been nice to have a few more pages. Okay, gonna get this in a little bit more, and I guess it's already stuck down a smidge. Let's, oops. There we go. Get this in a little bit more here. Okay. Head it in, get it out. Make sure that I'm straight there. Pull this out a little bit more and rub it down. There we go. I haven't been showing you this, but here is exactly what it looks like. They're not impeding on each other. They're just really, really, and look how flat that lays down. That is 4 pages on there, and look how flat it lays down. And then going this direction, I mean, just lovely, lovely. Okay, one more, and then I've got my tricked out envelope. Okay. There's that. And that. Now this one also has this accordion envelope. So this one I'm going to make sure that I try and leave a bit more out. So that there's a bit more room than what I did on the other ones. Well, hold that side out. Push that side in, pull that side out. It just... Come on. One thing of this Suquane tape, man, it's strong. Let me see. It gets harder and harder as you go through. Okay. Well, let me just see where I'm at here. Well, I'm straight there. But I want this to go in more. I want it in more. Okay, let's see. And that just will not pop off of there. Well, that is it. It is stuck down. I'm going to pull that out, and we're just going to go with it. I wish I could pull that out just a little bit more. Okay. There we go. Still just wonderful. So there's our pages. And then this one is going to go here. And we'll just kind of center it up with the other ones because it is smaller. But it is going to go right here. So I'm going to go ahead and put tape on this one. 3/8 of an inch will be good. Make sure it's out there on the edge. Now this one I'm not going to be trimming it down to go sideways. It's already got a bit of an angle on it, but all right. So here's that. And we're going to hold this up. And I'm going to eyeball it so that I have it centered in between the two pockets and just 3/8 of an inch onto there. And voila. Very good. Okay. So that is how you can get 6 pages on there. Okay, and now I'm going to take and open this up in the center. Okay. And now what we're going to do is, I told you we were going to need duct tape. And I don't know, I guess maybe if I try to do this way. Let's see, that's too short. It doesn't want to stay straight. But if I lay it down like this. There. I like it that way better. Yeah, because it'll flatten out nicely and match up. I'm more interested in having everything match up right now. So I'm going to take this duct tape. All right. And I'm going to cut myself some pieces here. Let's see. How am I best going to do this? Maybe if I... Huh. Okay. I'm going to put it, try and fit it right inside . Just like that. That is also going to be holding those pages in there super, super strong. Super, super strong. Now I'm going to take another piece. And let's see. Okay. So we're going to stay within the ends of my material slot binding. I'm not going outside of the ends of that. And that again is going to give me fabulous hold. Just going to get that really well. Okay, so now that has reinforced. And there's my pages. Look how wonderful they just lay down. Very cool. Very cool. Now, one thing that Maymay did, is she took the shine off of this. I don't know if this is strong enough. Let me just get a little bit of okay, let me just get a little bit of this. And she said you just want to sand it down to get that shine off of it. She called it a tooth, to get the tooth on there, so that when I go to glue this into my book, that shiny stuff doesn't glue nearly as well. She said you're not getting it down to the fibers. You're just trying to cut some of that shiny off so that it gives the glue something to really hold on to. So I'm going to give this a little sanding. I hope you guys have been able to get with me through this point of the video. I hope I'm bringing you the videos fast enough, or not too fast. So next time we're going to finish putting the book together, put this on, get these installed, and yeah, then we'll have a book together. My gosh, it seems like it's just flown by. All right, guys, thank you so much, and have a wonderful day. And I will talk to you in the next couple of days with all of this, with the next step. So catch up with me, and thanks for watching. Remember to share, like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed to me. I would love to hear from you if you have any ideas. If you have any questions, let me know. All right, guys, I hope you find your happy place and craft often. All right, take care. Bye.